Hi everybody, I'm Natasha. I'm gonna make sesame brownies right now and you're maybe gonna watch. Funny story, I was gonna make these for the nice man who came to fix my internet just now, but he showed up too early and I didn't want to be recording the video while he was here because I felt a little self-conscious. So now I'm gonna make them and then I'm gonna bring them to him later, which I hope isn't weird, but anyway, it's fine. It's nice to get brownies delivered. So okay, I browned the butter. I pre-browned the butter. And what I did is I put a little bit of sesame oil in there also to really bring out the flavor of the sesame. It was probably only about like a tablespoon of sesame oil. You don't really need much. And I'm gonna swirl tahini in the top too, so that'll be the other sesame part. I browned the butter pretty dark, if you can kind of see. I like to do it really dark. Color is flavor, as they say. You might want to strain that to get out the chunks that happen, the little brown chunks when you brown your butter, but I don't usually. I don't really notice. But if you were really fancy, that's what you would do. So there we go. Pre-browned butter there. I got it all set up here, mise en place, everything in its place. So I have 3/4 cup of cocoa powder. Unsweetened cocoa powder, obviously. 1 1/4 cup brown sugar. I'm gonna mix that in. Salt, I need a little measuring thing. So because it's tahini and sesame in this, I'm gonna add quite a bit of salt, like more than you probably expect, because the bitterness in the tahini really likes the salt. So anyway, so I'm gonna do a full teaspoon of salt, which seems like a lot for brownies, but it's not. And then we're gonna whisk these guys together. Do not do any flour yet because the flour needs only a tiny bit of mixing or else it will get kind of tough. So we're gonna do that. We have our browned butter. We're gonna pour it in, make a beautiful stream. It's warm. Oh, you know what I forgot to say? I always do brownies with cocoa powder instead of cocoa solids or solid chocolate for 2 reasons. One, because when you use cocoa powder, then your fat is butter. And I always like to maximize opportunities for butter whenever possible. But the other reason is because whenever I have solid chocolate in the house, I eat it until it's gone. And then I don't have it anymore for baking. So I just never have it in the house. So I've come to really only use cocoa powder for brownies. So, but it's amazing. This is a great recipe. So 2 eggs we're gonna do. Kind of should do one at a time, but I'm gonna do them both at once because I gotta go get my kids from school in about 5 minutes. And then we're gonna mix in the eggs. The eggs can be mixed in like pretty good. There's nothing here that's gonna be messed up by too much mixing yet, because as I said, our flour is not in there. And so, yeah, beat it well so you're not seeing any streaky viscosity anymore. Viscosity is like the shiny part that stretches. And we want that to be sort of well incorporated, especially since I used brown sugar. It's a bit coarser. Oh, another note about brown sugar is that sometimes a recipe will tell you to measure your brown sugar packed. And that is an important detail because if it's not packed, then it's got quite a lot of air in it and it's way less brown sugar if it's unpacked. So I did a 1 1/4 cup unpacked. So not pressed down. So there we go. Okay, so now that's all mixed in. It looks a little bit glossy, you see? It's very pretty. Okay, now we're gonna put the flour in and we're gonna just very gently stir it in because we don't want it to develop any glutens. I hadn't really decided if I was gonna swirl the tahini until right now, but I think I am going to because it's pretty and kind of makes the sesame flavor pop. Sesame and chocolate is a combination that I really like. Okay, so that was about, I don't know, I'm gonna say that was about like 15 stirs with a whisk. I wouldn't do any more than that. I know I sound like a psycho, but I promise I've made brownies a lot. Okay, so now I have brownie pan, mise en place. It has its parchment paper already in there. I have a spatula with a little bird on it, super cute. We're gonna pour it in. See how quick this comes together? So fast. You can make brownies in 4 minutes. So if you really feel like brownies, instant gratification. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna smooth the top. Okay, so one thing I didn't do mise en place was, mise en place means everything in its place, by the way, which means you got it all out in advance. One thing I didn't do was get my offset spatula. Just a minute. I always use my offset spatula because I don't really have a good spot for it. So it kind of lives in 4 different places, but I found it really fast right now. So we're gonna stir up the tahini, and then I'm just gonna drizzle like a little bit on top, like that. And then I'm gonna show you while I do this. Can you see? I'm gonna go like that. And just kind of run it through a couple of times so it's swirled. There we go. A little bit more over here. Okay, and then I'm gonna check the time and see if I have time to do a little sesame sugar crumble on top, because that would be very nice also. What time is it? Okay, I have time. It's okay. Everything's gonna be fine. Kids are not gonna be sitting there waiting for me. When I was a kid, I was always the last one to get picked up. And I got a little messed up about it. So I never want to be late picking up my children, because I worry that they're going to be sitting there wondering if I'm going to show up. Sorry to my mom for saying that on camera, but it was true. She fits a lot in a day, which kind of makes people late sometimes when they fit a lot in a day. I'm the same way, I get it. Okay, so we did some sesame seeds. I'm gonna do a little more salt and then a little bit of white sugar on top so that when it bakes, it becomes a nice sort of crumble thing. It's gonna be amazing. Crispy top. I think somebody, because I do this on banana bread too sometimes. I put sesame and sugar and salt on top, and it has been referred to as my sesame crack, which I think is very funny. White sugar on top. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now it looks like that. It's very nice. And it's gonna go in the oven right now. And I'm gonna take it out when I get back from picking up the kids. Okay, bye. Hi, so these are all ready. They look beautiful. They're perfect. Nobody was late. My house didn't burn down because I left my oven on unattended, which is always a risk. I leave these in for about 20 to 25 minutes, which is just perfect in my oven at 350 to get them just set. You want to take them out when they're just set so that they keep their fudginess and don't overbake and lose their moisture. I also wanted to say I apologize for telling you twice in the last segment what mise en place meant, as if you didn't get it the first time. Sometimes I'm a bit of a goldfish. It's hard to remember what I already said. So anyway, there you go. Now you know twice what mise en place means. Make the brownies, eat the brownies. Thanks for watching. Bye.